Hi guys, it's Chantal from MPH Cafe. How have you been? It's been a while, hasn't it? So I was making these little things. I don't know what you call them. I am part of Tracy Fox's design team. And these are little, like, I don't know what you want to call them, little tickets or that are part of this kit. That's the name of it right there. So I'm just going to leave it there for a couple seconds. So these two I printed two to a page, so I wanted them to be kind of this size. Now what I'm doing with them is I'm using them as kind of a background little detail in my tags and in stuff like that. I will show you a couple tags, sorry. These are a couple of them that I have made. See, there's one right here. So they're kind of like a little background. There's another one right here, and there's one here. So the bigger ones I might use just one, but I am working on a journal that I need to finish. So that's why they're kind of more in the reds and fall, because that needs to be done. Anyways. So I have some pieces here that I'm gonna make one with you guys, like show you how I use them. So I have a couple pieces here that I will use after. All these pieces, like this is from Tracy Fox's digital kit as well, and this one as well. So I'm mainly using Tracy's kits in this, and I will link all of them below, okay? So let's get started. So what I've done, I wasn't gonna cut them all out on film. I figured I would just start with the blank. So I'm keeping these in a little, these are a couple that I started. So what I've done is I've cut them out. I have, this one is kind of finished. I have inked it. I've put a little stamp because I have a ton of random stamps that are literally just sitting. There's a bunch here, there's little bundles that I've got, and I figured why not. And the lovely Tracy, talking about Tracy and her brilliant ideas, she showed this on her last video. Her stamps are in CD cases, and I thought, brilliant. So what I've done is I've done the same thing. You can see them really well on this side, and then you can just bring them, because I was losing them everywhere because I didn't really have a spot for them. And then when I tried to use the Ziploc bag, they kept falling out, like they weren't as sticky or whatever. But this works brilliantly. So I'll probably be using this one. I'll be using, so I've got the name right here, Eccentric CMS 448, and it is a Tim Holtz collection. Now, I cannot remember. I've got field notes and this one, but I'll be using these ones. So these are the little numbers. So that's what I use for the little, like, these itty bitty little details right here, like the red. Some I use blue and red. Here's another one. So I'm just kind of playing around. No real, like, you can make these pretty quickly. So what I'm doing, since I had a couple more of the CD cases, I just figured I would hold them. That's on the other side. Keep them in a CD case until I use them. Static. So that's what I'm doing. Yes, there is a hole here, but I'm not too concerned about it. I will be using them shortly. But while they're sitting there on my table, and then I use the archival inks. I think I'm going to use this one today, and the red. There's this, there's another one here, and another one there. These ones are, oh, this one I wanted to use for my example. So let's make a couple together, and then, so these are a couple of the little tags, I guess you would call them, that I've already kind of started. I've already cut them out. Some of them are inked, like with distress ink. Where is it? This one is usually the one, a vintage photo. for the edges. Like you can use staples if you want. I usually do the stapling kind of later if I want to use it on my piece. So let's just play. I might fast forward this part as we'll see. So I hope you guys are all well. This one's already been stamped, see? And what I do is I find some with the little stamp already. Like this one has a piece of vintage paper I had, little scrap, right? So I'm trying to use up my scraps. I'm trying to use up the stuff that I've got around. And no real reason as to which stamp I use, to be honest. These are kind of in the browns and the reds, kind of pinky. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking at them. Whatever I feel like piques my interest. So I hope that you guys are all doing great. I'm just contemplating if I want to put it up here instead. Yeah, I think I like that. Another thing you can do is I'm just using regular like glue stick, just because I will probably glue it down to a piece of some sort after, and sometimes I will sew on the spots like where they're usually sitting. So that's that. Like there's no rhyme or reason. I just kind of do what I like. And then I know that I'll be using this kind of in the background, like sort of to give it an extra, like for example, like it might not see some of the parts of it, right? Like I would use it as a corner, or, you know, for example, with this flower. There's a lot of different ways, and I'll show you how I use them after. So there's one of them. And then that's all I really do. I just look through them and decide. Like this one's going to be hard to stamp on. I'm just going to move this on this side instead, just because I've got my stamps over here. And then I just use a block to use whatever. I'm going to see if red will show up on here. So there's no rhyme or reason how I pick them. I just pick whatever, because I know they're going to be used for different things, so it doesn't really matter. I don't know, I've always liked red, so red is always a good one. So I just ink it really good like that. And then I just find a spot. Oh yeah, you can see it. I don't know, it's kind of subtle, but that's okay. I don't know if you can see that. And then we will add a stamp of some sort. So it's like you can go through these pretty quickly. Oh, I like that. Make these pretty quickly. And there we go. So I just keep going like that, and I try not to think too much, because you know how it is. If you start thinking too much about it, you'll overthink it. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm just sticking a stamp over top one of the little tags, and if it's not stamped, I stamp it. It's pretty simple. Sorry about my hands, they're in really rough shape. There is this one. This one. So you can see how quickly you can make so many of these. You can use them in your journal as well. You could use it as like a, there's that one. That one. This one. This one. And this one. And then got, I don't know if I made this one today or not. I think so. I think that's where we started, hey? I don't remember. Oops. There we go. I hope that you enjoyed this little video. And here's the finished product for this one. How you use them. And then I've also got this one, which I have one here and one there. And then there's also this one. It's a little spot right there. So I will link all of Tracy's kits down below, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye for now.